welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, hi, welcome. My name is Joanna. I make true crime videos. I post a video every week, usually on Saturdays. And first of all, Merry Christmas. Actually, the Christmas was yesterday. I mean, for you. I still have to wait a couple days for Christmas. As you can see, I have my Christmas tree here. But anyways, I hope you guys had a great Christmas, even though we can have like all of our family members together as we used to because of the pandemic. And in today's video, we're going to talk about family that didn't have a great Christmas. I mean, it was a tragic Christmas. So today we're going to talk about the Lawson family murders. So we're in 1929, and shortly before Christmas, a family decides to go to town to buy some Christmas presents. The family members of this family are Charlie, who was 43 years old, his wife Fanny, who was 37 years old. They had 8 children, but one of them died of an illness in 1920. Their other children are Marie, who was 17 years old, Arthur, who was 16, Carrie, who was 12, Mabel, who was 7, James, who was 4 years old, and Raymond, who was 2. So shortly before Christmas, Charlie decided to take his family to town to buy new clothes and to have a family portrait taken. And this was an uncommon thing for a class-working rural family of that era. So people started to speculate that maybe the murders were premeditated and they were planned. But on the afternoon of December 25th, that's when the tragedy happened. The crime was committed by Charlie. He basically murdered his entire family. First, he shot his daughters, Carrie and Mabel, as they were setting out to their uncle's and aunt's house. He waited for them by the tobacco bar, and when he saw them, he shot them with a 12-gauge shotgun. Then, for making sure that they were actually dead, he bludgeoned them. And then he placed their bodies in the tobacco barn. It actually makes me sick how someone can do that to another person, especially his own daughters. They were his daughters, and he didn't murder only them, he murdered his entire family. How could you do that to family, especially on Christmas? Christmas is supposed to be a happy time. It's supposed, like, you're supposed to spend time with your family and having fun, not to murder them. After he shot Carrie and Mabel on the tobacco barn, he returned to his house and shot his wife Fanny, who was at the porch. And Marie, James, and Raymond were inside the house, and they heard the gunshot. The 2 boys tried to find a place to hide, and Marie started screaming. Then Charlie walked in the house and shot Marie, and then he found the 2 boys and shot them as well. And they had a baby, Mary Lou, and it's believed that he beat her up to death. After he killed his whole family, he walked to the woods, and several hours later he shot himself. It makes me so mad when people commit a crime, like kill a whole family, and then they commit suicide. They're never gonna pay for their crimes. That's not fair for the victims, because he chose to end his life, but he had no right to end the other people's life. He had no right, and he's never gonna pay for that because he killed himself. The only survivor was Arthur, who was 16 years old, because luckily he wasn't at the house. And the bodies of the family members were found with their arms crossed and rocks under their heads. And when Charlie shot himself, the gunshot was heard by several people that already knew the family was dead, and they were all gathered in the farm. And a police officer that was with Arthur at the property heard the gunshot and then ran to see found Charlie's body along with some letters to his parents. Now let's talk about the theories. Why he did this, why he killed his whole family and shot himself afterwards. So apparently, a couple months before the murders, Charlie had a head injury. Some family and friends said that maybe that altered his mental state, and maybe he wasn't in a good mental state, and that's why he did what he did. However, an autopsy was made, and doctors analyzed his brain, and apparently everything was normal. Then there's a rumor that his daughter Marie was pregnant with his child. And this was only discovered because there was a book written about this event called White Christmas, Bloody Christmas. It was published in 1919. And this came from an anonymous source who said that Marie was being sexually abused by her father. And the day before the book was published, the author received a phone call from Stella Lawson, who is a relative, had already been interviewed for the book. And she called the author to say, I find it was suspicious that an incestuous relationship was going on between Charlie and Marie. And apparently they had this conversation early in 1928. So Fanny was suspicious of this for a long time, like almost 2 years. And then a close friend of Maria came forward and told that Marie had told her a few weeks before she was murdered that she was pregnant with her father's child. And both her father and her mother knew about this. And there was a neighbor who said that he knew that some serious problems were going on in the family, but he didn't elaborate on that. He didn't know what type of problems. So people believe that he killed his whole family because he got his daughter pregnant. Maybe the things obviously between him and his wife wasn't going well. Obviously he got his daughter pregnant. He was abusing his own daughter. But that's all the theories that we have. And I think this is the most believable because the head injury, I mean, an autopsy was done and apparently his brain was normal. So maybe that's why. Maybe he killed his whole family because he got his own daughter pregnant. I mean, it was his fault. He was the one abusing her. This case is so awful. I mean, it's awful if it happens in any time of the year, but on Christmas is supposed to, like, Christmas is for people to spend time together, spend time with their family and their loved ones, and to have fun, to eat and play games, not to murder each other, you know, because I love Christmas. Christmas is my favorite holiday, and seeing that some people lost their lives on Christmas Day because they were murdered, and they were murdered by a relative of them, by someone they loved, by someone they thought would protect them. I mean, this is horrible, and honestly makes me sick just to think about it. So I'm gonna end this video here. If you're new to my channel and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe if you enjoy true crime videos. I post videos every Saturday. And if you want me to talk about a specific case, you can reach out to me through the comments or through my social media. My Instagram, my Twitter will be linked in the description box. And also comment your thoughts on this case, because I really want to hear or read what you guys think about this case. Once again, I hope you guys had a great Christmas, and I wish you a happy new year, because this is the last video of 2020. Hopefully 2021 will be a better year, I hope. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on next Saturday. Bye bye.